Friends, in order to model our fork like a spoon, we need to add a plane that we press Shift and A and add a plane from the mesh part. Well, let me change its name and name it as fork. Now select the plane and I enter the edit mode with the tab key. Press A key again, select the entire plane and rotate it 90 degrees in the X direction. In the next step, we put the plane on the fork and select the right two vertices, then move them to left, and for the left vertices move right in X direction. Also up and down vertices move in their direction, which put on the right place, backed on reference, and make it as small or big as the size of fork, like a spoon. And let me tell you another thing. Modeling the fork is a little different than the spoon, but it still has its own simplicity. And now we will create some loop cuts on the plane. Then we apply subdivision surface modifier to fork, and by pressing the S key and in the X direction, we scale all the lines and points from the reference, and if need more loop cuts, we will add to it. Guys, let me tell you that it is not necessary for 100% of the all lines and point to be size of the reference, as long as they are approximate and suitable to the eye, it is enough. We actually make major modifications at the end of modeling each object, and now the fork needs some loop cuts in the vertical direction, which is actually 6 loop cuts. Then we select the face and select these numbers of faces by holding the Shift key, and select the face item by pressing the X key, delete them, and as you can see, the 3 columns for the fork until the middle are relativity empty. And again we do this for the cassette. We try to get the best result by using the change in the lines. I put some video on higher speed, so we do all the lines and points in the X direction with scaling, and need more loop cuts, and also in Z direction by pressing twice G as best as possible. Well, one of the important points I should mention here is that we don't have an arc at the bottom of the fork like a spoon. Also surface subdivision is active like a spoon, so we have to remove the 6 loop cuts that we created only in the lower part of the fork. After selecting these loop cuts, we press the X key and click the dissolve edged item, because we only want those 6 loop cuts to be removed. And as you can see, the curve of the end of the fork will be created after removing them. Now here, like a spoon, we need the solidify modifier, which we select and enter 300 in the thickness field, and in the object mode we apply it and right click on the fork and click shade smooth, and again enter the edit mode. Then we move the fork next to the spoon with the G and X buttons, and then Y, and like the spoon, in order to have relatively sharper edge, we create 2 loop cuts. Alright, that's good. Friends, we must create 2 arcs in the fork, both in the upper part and in the middle part, which is in the upper part towards the back, and in the middle part towards the front. First, we turn on the wireframe mode and select the edge from the left or right view, and move them forward and backward in the direction of Y, and do the same for the rest of the edge. And even if it is needed somewhere, we will add loop cuts. We'll do this little more sensitively to get the best results. I speed up the video a bit before applying the corrections. Since the fork has a black protruding part like the spoon, by selecting the faces from the middle to the bottom and holding the control key and press the F key, and by selecting the extrude faces line normals item, we move all the faces in our direction in a little bit outside, and like a spoon, these 2 lines by holding the Alt Shift key and click on the lines, and after that by holding the Control key and B, we apply bevel, and we create 2 lines with the scroll of the mouse, and make its volume to the appropriate value, and that with the subdivision surface active, we see the final result, which is appropriate and like a spoon. Okay guys, I hope you are not bored. Here we go to knife modeling.